Look, I'm not sure what to say. Can we go back to the $200 skins? So, yesterday Riot finally revealed what is happening with Faker's skins. It all started with Faker's mini documentary getting a teaser, then we got a semi-cinematic trailer for the skins connected to this, then we got a reveal of those skins, and then we learned about the pricing. And after testing out just how many players would be buying the $200 skins, Riot decided to step up their game and test out just how many players are able to take a loan to get a skin. So without further ado, let's have a look at what is actually happening here. Of course, all of this is tied to something new called the Hall of Legends, a website that is currently giving honor to Faker. Perhaps the best League of Legends player, who is also just widely considered the best gamer in the world in general. It is truly incredible to see what Faker was able to accomplish. So some kind of giving honor makes sense here. I mean, if you just scroll through the website, you will see some quick recaps of what Faker did. After which, the website immediately dives into the Halls of Legends event. That's right, this is not just about giving honors to the players. It is also about the players giving up their money. However, as much as we may be joking here, the first microtransaction that's revealed here is pretty good. At least compared to other league standards. Because remember, all in-game purchases are subjective because Riot are the ones setting up the prices. So first we got the Hall of Legends event pass. That's right, we got a whole new battle pass with this, which is still priced within League's reasonable window. Although it is still about $5 more expensive than all the other passes. So for about $20, expect 100 levels of unlockable rewards. And here, I really want you to remember that this has 100 rewards, okay? Just keep that 100 in your head. And here you honestly get quite the bang of rewards. The main prize here is going to be the Risen Legend LeBlanc, which is your standard epic quality skin. Together with this, you will also get all the SKT T1 skins for all the champions that Faker played, 125 Mythic Essence, which is pretty good, that is about 1/2 of one of the most prestigious skins, and a lot of Faker-themed items. There are 14 new icons and emotes, the Broccoli Baron title, which is an obvious joke about Faker and the broccoli, the Hide on Bush ward, which I believe is a reference to Faker waiting in bushes with his Rise, the Unkillable Demon King banner, which is another reference to his nickname, and 6 loot orbs, each of which should have at least one skin inside. So as you can see, for about $20, that is a lot. I would actually say that is a pretty good purchase if you play League of Legends a lot. Because remember, it is still a battle pass. You have to play the game to get all of these. You don't just get them, even though that's what you paid for. But alas, such is the fate of battle passes. So far so good, right? Wrong! Let's have a look at the second microtransaction. Here, you can buy a standalone skin. A skin that has some legendary quality features, but it is not a full rework of the animations. Still, this one will cost you $50, which in reality is a whole bundle. You can't actually buy this skin as a standalone item. Now, this bundle will also give you the Hall of Legends Battle Pass, which means that technically the skin is only $30. But it is a marketing trick, they still made you buy things in bulk. So, in reality, the price stays at $50. And what makes this one special is not just Faker's name attached to it. It does have some unique features. The skin has a special taunt that actually gives you a number of all your takedowns. And that's kinda it. You also have your special border and an icon and an emote. But those are kinda standard these days. And no, I don't count getting the actual champion as a bonus. So on top of the quality of a normal epic skin, you are just paying extra $10 for an emote that shows you your takedowns. Which is not the best, but it is still not that bad. No, if we want to go bad, we need to turn a microtransaction into a macro transaction. And we do that by raising the price 6 times. That's right, as the gaming company trend goes these days. This skin has multiple tiers for purchase. I mean, where did Riot get this idea? Ubisoft? And yes, we are jumping up from the price of $50 all the way to 32,000 RP, or in other words, about $300. That is already more than the $200 skins. And this one is not even part of a gacha system, so you have to buy it for that high price directly. It's supposed to be better. I'm not sure if it is. Well, as it tends to be upon seeing this high price. People usually look at what they can get for that price to see if it is justified. So, let's have a look at what we get. So, for the extra $250, you get an upgraded version of the skin. This skin has an extra feature. It evolves. Based on the video, you get credit for destroying structures or killing opponents, and after getting enough points, the skin evolves. Which pretty much just turns her dress black and it turns her tails into a bunch of foxes. Admittedly, it looks pretty good. And there is also a third evolution, which essentially turns the skin into a prestige version, but that's only up during her ultimate. So when the ultimate goes off, she transforms back. Although while it's up, apparently she also gets unique HUD elements on screen. Now, if you look directly at all the things listed here in this bundle, you have the unique transformations, which we just mentioned, but here we learned that each transformation also has unique voice lines, but apparently the skins also get a custom visual announcer, which I assume is not a new voice for the announcer. It should really be just a new border around the words "First Blood." Then, this skin also has a unique animation for destroying towers and killing enemies. It is this fox slamming down, which looks like a finisher from Valorant. And all things considered, this should be an entirely new thing. As far as I am aware, finishers don't exist in League of Legends, even though they exist in every other Riot game. So from a marketing perspective, I have to advise you. Don't get baited into buying an expensive skin because it has some features which other skins don't. Eventually, after this feature gets tested, it is extremely likely we will see other finishers in the game. Maybe it will be turned into a separate cosmetic. That's what would make sense. Once the Pandora's box gets opened, it will be everywhere. And it happens in literally every live service game ever. So don't buy it just for the finisher. Anyway, next it also gets mentioned that you get everything from the previous bundle. So pretty much just the border icon and emote, and also the battle pass. There is also a holographic immortalized splash art, which sounds way too cool for an animated splash art which you are only going to see during champion select. So you will see it exactly for like 60 seconds. There is also a dynamic profile background, which I assume is the exact same animation which you can see on screen right now, except you will see it on your profile. An immortalized border, so a cooler version of the previous border. And new icon and emote, so a cooler version of the previous icon and emote. So really, you don't get much from the previous pack. And that should be what justifies the $250. It means you are paying for the transformation feature, and that is honestly it. You are raising it from an epic skin to a legendary skin for $250. But, if you look down there, you know that's not it. We all know that there is also the third bundle. So, let's rip the band-aid off. So, for over double the price, or 59,260 RP, or in other words, almost $520, the new features better get mind-blowing. And you know what? They will blow your mind. I'm just not sure it's gonna be in a good way. So, on top of the skin evolving for another $250, which overall is more than the minimum wage of many countries around the world, the skin gets a new Faker's signature move, which shows Faker above Ari. Yeah. Also, you have Faker's structure finisher, which gives you a bit of red smoke around the tower when you destroy it and a signature pops up. Next, you also have the final boss Faker title, which, first of all, that is a weird title. Would I be the final boss Faker Necrit? Doesn't really have the ring to it. But also, I am pretty sure people will get bullied if they are caught with this title, just like they have with the $200 Jin skin. Then of course there is yet another border with yet more icons and emotes. So again, the previous ones lose their value. There is also a new signature splash art, which is exactly the same as the previous one, except this one is signed. Just to remind you, that is a digital signature on your screen for $500. Then it mentions you also get everything from the previous bundles, which is pretty much the transformation feature of the skin and the battle pass. You also get a special chroma recolor of the LeBlanc skin, and a special recolor for all the T1 skins of the champions that Faker played. But lastly, and most importantly, you also get 100 pass levels. Now let me ask you a question. Do you remember the thing I told you to remember? That's right! Why play a game that gives you rewards, which you paid for, when you can pay $500 and just skip everything and get all the rewards at once? What's crazy about this is that, yes, this is literally just you buying a digital signature and 100 level boosts. That is it! That is honestly wild. Like, look, if Faker doesn't personally come to my room and sign the tower I just destroyed, I'm not sure if it's worth it. In fact, now you might be asking, just who is this for? Well, let me tell you, it's for all the people who buy all the skins, regardless of what they are. To which you might argue, those people don't exist. To which I would reply, oh yeah, they do. I have the receipts. Those people are real. They scare me, dude. Now, throughout all of this, I have to let my opinion out. And the truth is, I don't really care what Riot is selling. It's a skin, and fortunately, a skin can't ruin gameplay. Of course, there are exceptions. So is League worse because this skin got released? Arguably not. So I'm not mad at Riot or anything like that. I just think they've gone mad. Because I have no idea who could even greenlight this. Also, I am mad. The drama is not over. You'll see some pretty awful things coming in just a second. Anyway, this is supposed to be a celebration of Faker. Instead, it is a celebration of the people who can afford to celebrate Faker. And honestly, I don't think that's gonna be many. I still think a lot of people will buy the base $50 version. That's gonna be way more people than you probably think. A slightly smaller chunk of all of those people will actually go for the $250. It sounds ridiculous, but I actually believe that. But hopefully not too many people get baited into the $500 bundle. That one is a joke. And what's the dumbest part about all of this? Is that I don't think Faker even gets a cut from this. Like, if Faker gets 90% of all the profits, a lot more people would feel better about their illusion that they are actually supporting an individual. But it's more likely that Riot will get most of the profits. And many people will feel like Riot is just leeching off of Faker, which, in this case, that's exactly what they might be doing. So, apparently that is indeed what's happening. Because on the website they confirm that 30% of the profits will go to the entire team. Which is reasonable, because Faker wouldn't be where he is without a team. But not only is the 30% cut quite bad, but that also means that Faker directly gets even less. So overall, the situation is not amazing. But don't worry, we are not done with the drama just yet. Because there is one more thing we have to mention. At the very bottom, there is also an FAQ for this skin. And here they talk about how long the event will be up for, what the Hall of Legends is about. They even talk about how the pricing was decided. Long story short, it is for those who are looking to flex their fandom. For $500. Yeah, do you remember feeling pride and accomplishment? Also, in another question, they mentioned that this will return annually. Yep, Riot plans to release a new $500 skin every year. But that's not the worst part. Somehow things get far worse. And I mean, this is the bottom of the barrel of predatory practices. Because after setting up this ridiculous price, and after trying to bait people into buying something they will absolutely regret buying the next year, they drop the sickest line on the entire website. At current, this content is meant to be available for limited time only, and there are no plans to bring these cosmetics back. Likewise, there are no plans to add the Hall of Legends cosmetics to the loot pools, including rerolls. That's right. This is a $500 FOMO. If it was just $500, who cares? It's a skin the world won't burn. But if you say, hey, that's a $500 skin, and it will never return, well, now you are absolutely just baiting people into buying it. This is, without a doubt, predatory, because you are exploiting your own players' impulsiveness. And you know this is what you are doing because this is an extremely common practice in sales. This is garbage, and even though before it was just jokingly bad, with this single line, any solidarity you could have had before was just destroyed. I understand that the feedback will be harsh, and I understand that the prices will not change as a result. But this should not be a limited purchase. There is no reason to do it, and you are actually harming people. So please, Riot, reconsider this. And that is the $500 skin explained. I honestly don't even know how we got to this point. It all started with prestige skins, then we got some mythic essence, then we got $200 skins, and now we are up to $500. Like honestly, what's gonna be next? There has to be a $1,000 bundle one day, right? Like that is where we are going. There is like nothing else that can be done now. Every video game under the sun has multiple editions that have ridiculous prices, and now why do skins have the same thing? And what's worse is that it is confirmed that it will be coming back annually, so it will be a $500 annual FOMO. And you know what's the worst about all of this? Riot warned us. They warned us with the tag they put on their trailer.